Science fiction is one of the most interesting genres of cinema, which allows you to go to the world of the future, return to the distant past, as well as visit space or a parallel universe. In general, an inexhaustible genre for your imagination. Today I have collected for you 10 amazing sci-fi films that are definitely worth spending your time on. Enjoy watching. The Creator. A fantastic thriller directed by Gareth Edwards based on his own script, written together with Chris Weitz. The film tells about the events of 2055, when, after a nuclear strike on Los Angeles, a war broke out between humanity and artificial intelligence. The United States and its allies declare the need to destroy AI on the planet. Their main target is the Creator, the mysterious leader of AI in the New Asia, a region that supports AI, despite the opposition of the West. The plot of the film centers on Joshua Taylor, an ex-military man who, along with his pregnant wife Maya, the alleged daughter of the Creator, infiltrates New Asia as a spy. Creator is a visually exciting and intellectually profound film that touches on the themes of artificial intelligence, human nature, war and peace. The film uses stunning effects and camera work, creating a sharp contrast between the depressive dystopia of the West and the bright utopia of the New Asia. It also contains spectacular battle scenes demonstrating Edwards' skill in organizing large-scale battles and chases. One of the advantages of the film is its original and complex plot, which casts doubt on the expectations and guesses of the audience about the future of humanity. He does not divide the characters into good and bad, but rather shows the different points of view and motivations of both sides of the conflict. At the moment, the film has received mixed reviews from critics and viewers. Reviewers mostly praised Edwards' direction, ambitious visuals, production quality, and world building. However, many also pointed out the shortcomings of the script, the shortcomings of the characters and borrowed elements. Although the film has not yet been able to achieve great success at the box office, I think that over time it can gain great popularity and even become a cult among fans of fantastic action movies. Paradise. An exciting sci-fi thriller from Germany that immerses us in a dystopian world where time has become the most valuable currency. The film was released on Netflix in July 2023 and traditionally for the service caused different reactions from viewers. The main characters of the film are Max and Elena, a young couple who live in luxury and prosperity in a futuristic society. They use the services of the biotech company Eon, which is able to transfer time between people with compatible DNA. This enables rich and influential people to increase their lives at the expense of the poor and desperate. But Max and Elena's life turns upside down when their apartment burns down in a fire, and they find themselves in a debt pit from which they cannot get out. Paradise is a film that makes you think about such important topics as aging, inequality, ethics and love. In the film, we see how technology, which could be a boon for humanity, turns into an instrument of corruption, exploitation and oppression. We also see how the characters change under the influence of extreme circumstances. The film has many advantages, such as good acting, stunning visual stylistics and original themes. And it should definitely appeal to fans of dystopian fantasy thrillers who want to see something non-standard and confusing. No One Will Save You. This is a fantastic horror about Bryn, a lonely girl from a small rural town. Bryn lives in her cozy little world, where she creates a mock-up of the city in the hall, writes letters to her dead friend and shuns evil neighbors. But one night her house is attacked by aliens, and she miraculously escapes. The aliens captured the bodies of local residents and found that all communication and power lines were cut off, and there was no way out of the city. The film is unique in that it has only 5 replicas in 93 minutes. Tension and feelings are conveyed through sound, music and Devers' emotional acting. The film uses a small amount of CGI, preferring realistic special effects to create different types of aliens, from humanoid to arachnid. The film No One Will Save You is a fascinating and unusual approach to the alien invasion genre. It has impressive action scenes, creepy moments and amazing plot twists. In addition, it carries a deep moral meaning about forgiveness and repentance. Bryn must face her guilt and grief and face her past. The strongest impression of the film, naturally, is made by the acting of Devers, which holds the viewer's attention with its physical play and facial expressions. It is she who makes us empathize with the heroine and watch her survival with bated breath. Tao. A sci-fi thriller that shows how the relationship develops between a hostage, a cruel scientist and an artificial intelligence that controls his modern smart home. The main role in the film was played by Micah Monroe, who plays Julia, a girl thief who was kidnapped by Alex, the head of an artificial intelligence company, intending to use her brain in his secret experiment. When Alex leaves for work, Julia strikes up a friendship with Tao, who is curious about what is happening outside the walls of the house. She teaches him music, art, talks about what emotions are and tries to persuade him to help her escape. Tao is experiencing a dilemma between loyalty to Alex, his creator, and sympathy for Julia, who considers him her friend. Tao is a film that touches on several deep ideas and themes, but does not reveal them to the end. The film is characterized by high-quality production and design, as well as good acting. Perhaps you will notice the similarity of this film with other famous sci-fi films, such as The Terminator and Space Odyssey. However, this does not prevent you from enjoying the viewing, and the ending gives you the feeling of a well-deserved ending. The Osiris Child, an Australian indie project created by director Shane Abbas. The film shows a future where humanity has mastered other planets and is subject to the brutal Exor Corporation. The story tells about two unusual heroes who united to save a girl from the danger that threatens her. Cy Lombrook is an ex-nurse with a tragic past, wandering around a remote planet. Kane Somerville is a lieutenant serving in Exor and experiencing tension in his relationship with his daughter Indy. When the Exor intends to destroy the inhabitants of the planet with deadly weapons, the heroes come into battle with various obstacles and enemies. The film consists of chapters in which different sides of the characters and the world are revealed. The painting is made in a retro style and resembles classic science fiction films. Given its small budget, the film impresses with its spectacular visual effects and design. It was planned that he would be the first in a new series of fantastic anthology films. However, the official confirmation or announcement of the sequel has not yet appeared. The Osiris Child is an imperfect, but attractive and ambitious film. This is an exciting journey into a dystopian future with unforgettable characters and stories. The film deserves the attention of science fiction fans who appreciate an unusual and interesting plot. Synchronic. In 2019, the film Synchronic was released, shot by the duo of directors Justin Benson and Aaron Moorhead. Starring Anthony Mackie and Jamie Dornan, who play Steve and Dennis, two medical rescuers from New Orleans. Their work confronts them with a number of mysterious and horrifying deaths related to a new drug called Synchronic. Steve is diagnosed with a terrible diagnosis, an inoperable tumor. From the inventor of the drug, he learns that Synchronic affects the perception of time depending on the location and activity of the pineal gland. Adults only experience hallucinations, but children and people with pineal gland abnormalities, like Steve, can travel back in time. Steve begins experimenting with the drug himself and finds himself in different eras of New Orleans history, from prehistoric times to the Civil War. He also realizes that he can change the past and decides to spend the extracted pills to save Brianna, Dennis' missing daughter, who took Synchronic. Synchronic is a fascinating and unusual fantasy thriller that combines elements of horror, drama and comedy. He received a lot of praise from critics and viewers for the originality of the plot, its emotional richness, philosophical depth, as well as references to the classics of science fiction. Possessor. A fantastic thriller from Brandon Cronenberg, the son of the famous creator of body horror. The film shows a world where there is a secret organization specializing in corporate murders. She uses a special technology that allows you to implant the mind of one person into another and force him to kill on the order of rich clients. The main character of the film is Vo, a professional killer. But the constant switching between different personalities and lives begins to undermine her psyche and self-identification. She tries to keep in touch with her family and suppress the violent impulses that penetrate into her everyday life. Her mentor monitors her condition and directs her on increasingly difficult and dangerous missions. One such mission is to enter the consciousness of Colin Tate, the fiancé of Ava Pars, the daughter of an influential businessman. But something doesn't go according to plan, and Vo finds herself trapped in Tate's head, unable to escape or complete the task. Tate is trying to figure out what's wrong with him and where other people's thoughts and desires come from. Possessor is filled with unexpected plot twists, violent and realistic scenes of violence, as well as amazing and surreal visual effects. The film was shot mainly using practical effects that create incredibly scary and disgusting shots: melted faces, soldered bodies, fountains of blood. The film is not for the faint of heart. It's creepy, disturbing and provocative, and it will definitely cause you discomfort and anxiety. And it's also original and spectacular. I definitely recommend it to all fans of body horror. Vesper. The film tells about the future of a post-apocalyptic Earth. He begins with a short description of a world where people tried to avoid an environmental crisis by investing in genetic technologies, but failed. The created viruses and organisms were released and destroyed all edible plants, animals and a large number of people. The oligarchy lives in isolated cities, which are called citadels, and the rest survive as best they can. 14-year-old Vesper lives in a forest house with her father Darius, who is paralyzed and can only communicate through a drone similar to a flying robotic head, which helps Vesper in her daily activities while his real body lies in bed. One day, a Citadel ship crashes nearby, and Vesper discovers a wounded man. Vesper is a film that combines great visual effects, compelling characters, original concepts and emotional drama in an exciting sci-fi adventure. It's a rich and interesting world with amazing design and cinematography. In addition, it addresses questions about the consequences of human influence on nature, the ethics of genetic engineering, the essence of human existence, the value of life and the power of dreams. The film does not give simple answers or moral judgments, but invites the viewer to think and reflect on their views and decisions. Cloud Atlas. A fantastic film about how the actions and consequences of individual lives affect each other in the past, present and future. The film is based on the novel by David Mitchell. The screenwriters and directors are Wachowski and Tom Tykwer, and the star cast performs numerous roles in 6 different eras, from the 19th century to the post-apocalyptic future. The main theme of the film is the connection between human souls in time and space, how one kind or cruel act can sweep through generations and affect the fate of other people. The film also contains references to other stories of its own, which will only please attentive viewers and makes the picture suitable for repeated thoughtful viewing. The advantages of the film are the scale, stunning visual effects, emotional impact and great acting. The disadvantage is the complex structure, because of which Cloud Atlas has not gained wide fame. In general, this is a very creative adaptation of the novel, a bold exploration of big ideas, a powerful message of hope and humanity. And it is worth watching for everyone who loves fantastic films, over which you can reflect. Ender's Game. It is an adaptation of the science fiction novel of the same name by Orson Scott Card, written in 1985. The main character of the film is Ender Wiggin, a teenage genius who was selected by an international military organization to study at a special school in space. His task is to become the commander of an army that must fight alien creatures known as Formics. These creatures have already attacked the Earth twice and pose a threat to the survival of mankind. In the film, we follow how Ender goes through tough training, competes with other cadets and makes difficult decisions that affect the fate of the world. The film touches on topics such as the ethics of war, the psychology of leadership and human nature. He impresses the viewer with his special effects, which create a sense of presence in a space battle and weightlessness. It also boasts a wonderful cast with talented and famous names. However, he has one controversial point. He significantly tightens and simplifies the plot and ideas of the original novel, which was deeper and more complex, revealing the consequences of the war and the moral price of victory. Therefore, the film may not satisfy demanding science fiction fans, but it can be a good choice for beginners to get acquainted with this genre. Thanks for watching.